What's going on, YouTube? Guys, welcome to the Long Box Vince, the CovrPrice top 10 for the week ending January 16th. It's been a minute while you guys are congregating. Why don't you guys say the word? That's the way you get the party started. Miss Laura, say what's good to people.
Hi, guys. Welcome in. This list is going to be redundant, but hopefully you'll stick with us through the entire thing.
Marty, say what's good to people.
Hey, everybody. Watch out. Mr. Freeze is in full effect out there. I hope everybody is staying warm because it is frosty.
Yeah, for some reason my hands always get cold, so I have like gloves on when I work from downstairs on my computer. So I just kept them on to keep my hands warm. That's just me and my weird little thing. But as
weird things TiVo does.
This show is brought to our friends over at CovrPrice for price guides, selections, and trends, and and our friends over at Burst City Comics. You just go with LOTLB to get 15% off anything at Burst City Comics store. Any hints on Friday's drop or Thursday's drop or Saturday's drop or any drop?
It's actually tomorrow. I forgot to send you the graphic, but we are doing Avengers Twilight. I know I completely forgot. It's going to be released tomorrow at 6. It's an 8-bit homage. It's kind of cool, really like video game style.
But a Marvel book?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, you guys, I'm trying to think you guys don't do many Marvel, but you guys do. I know you guys do a lot of indie stuff, but
we do a lot of indie. We sprinkle in Marvel here and there, especially when we have a good concept for it.
There you go. So make sure you check out Bird City Comics, sign up for their text letter and use discount of 50 LOTLB to get 15% off. As Laura alluded to, this is the CovrPrice top 10 for the week ending January 15th, 2024, and it is a rather heavy list on the same book. So over under on it is 7, and that's a generous 7. So
that's a 7.
Over under on Spider-Man related books is 7. So let's get right to it. What do I have for this week's runner up?
All right, number 11, we have Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 by David Marquez. This is the Virgin 1 in 100 that just came out. The Ultimate Spider-Man has taken over the top 10, and covers have also permeated the runner-ups. It's unique to see a 1 in 100 retailer incentive selling so well. Most retailer incentives take time to move due to the price of these rare covers. However, this is Spider-Man we're talking about, and his Ultimate Universe return was an event fans were anticipating. We tracked 44 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 58%, with a high sale of $100 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $80. So just slightly below ratio.
Good job, Lady Laura.
Yeah, 1 in 100s. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're a big shop, you may get maybe 2 of them, but maybe. But it's interesting. So, Spider-Man is so basically this is Spider-Man going back into the Ultimate Universe, then, right?
Yeah.
I really dig this. I really dig this cover, though, man. This is a very, very nice, well done cover.
Yeah, because the first run was incredible. With the Bagley covers and everything. The first run, of Ultimate
Yes,
Spider-Man,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
and then
Yeah.
and she led up to like the death of Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales and all that. Those were great runs. But Ultimate Spider-Man #1, David Marquez, the Virgin 1 in 100. What do you have for number 10? Shocker.
Wow. Yeah, this is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This is the Marco Cecchetto Costume Tease B by Marvel, published in 2024. What better way to revisit the storied history of Spider-Man than with a slew of variants featuring some of his most beloved suits and the moments in time? This variant features Ben Reilly's Spider-Man costume when he became the sensational Spider-Man. He took over the mantle of responsibility after Spider-Man opted to leave town and start fresh. It quickly became a fan favorite, and this variant is a stunning homage to a time-long past. We tracked 21 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 208%, with a high sale of $30 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $25.
That's not bad. That seems pretty cheap.
No.
We'll let that
Yeah.
slide though. On this show, we say homage. We don't say homage. Okay.
Homage.
Like fromage, but it's French.
You know, and here's the thing. I sent myself a mental reminder because I was reading that earlier and I saw, homage. Oh, wait a minute. Tim
Homage.
doesn't like it that way.
It's
He likes
homage.
it homage.
It's homage. That's the correct way of saying it. All right, number 10 list, Ultimate Spider-Man, the Marco Cecchetto Costume B. Don't blink because it doesn't change much.
I know. Look
know.
at this.
This one's
Number
big.
9. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, Marco Cecchetto Costume Tease C. We have another homage. Of course, Spider-Man 2099 had to receive a share of the spotlight. Thanks to the recent success in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he might be one of the most recognizable variations. With the debut of this book, there's a variant for everyone. Fans had trouble deciding which one to acquire, but this book saw enough action to make it on our list. We tracked 25 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 175%, with a high sale of $30 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $19.
Yeah, I think this one's kind of, he kind of cheated. He's just the same figure. He just drew a different costume on, this one and that one. But, Ultimate Spider-Man #1, the Marco Cecchetto Costume Tease C, Ultimate Spider-Man 2024 that just came out. Shall we break the routine? Thank God.
Yay.
Yes. I think I have this one. As a matter of fact, I remember this cover. This is number 8, Daredevil #9, published by Marvel, published in 1999. Time to break it up. Echo has made her debut in her entirety, and currently the fan base is digging it. Since not everyone has had a chance to check out the 5-episode miniseries, there will be no spoilers here. But so far, the response has been positive, which has led to a positive response in the aftermarket. With this book gaining a spot over last week, we tracked 48 copies sold, reflecting a 7-day trend of 104%. A CGC 9.8 copy achieved an impressive sale of $250, with the current fair market value for a raw near mint copy at $96.
Wow, I'm surprised not many people got on the board on this one. But Daredevil number 8 is Daredevil #9, a stunning cover by David Mack. I won't spoil the show, but I did dig the native mysticism aspect of it. If you watch the show, you know what I mean. It's kind of cool that they gave her certain powers. That's all I'll say. All
I
right,
think I'm into the third episode right now of that, and I'm liking it. Since the first episode, man, I was like, okay, this got me hooked. No spoilers alert, but you'll see Daredevil come in for the first one.
Yeah. All right. What do we have for number 7?
Okay, here we go again. Number 7, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the Tony S. Daniel 1-in-25 ratio. This variant is the highest ratio on the list, 1-in-25, and may be the hardest cover. Spider-Man is enraged and whooping some ass, and the aftermarket took notice. While most covers for this book are hot right now, this one sold more than any other outside of number 2 on this list. It'll be tough to find, but keep your eyes peeled. We tracked 90 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 77%, with a high sale of $31 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $27.
Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the Tony S. Daniel 1-in-25, coming in at number 7, raw doc, $31.
Another
Yeah,
one.
Tony S. Daniel, I'm trying to think. I was like, he doesn't do many Marvel covers, does he?
I can't think of any of his. What's one of them that I might know?
It's been
Tony
a minute.
Daniels.
Tony Daniels does a lot of image stuff, a lot of independent stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously he was a protege of McFarlane before, and then Capullo after him. Tony S. Daniel. Tony S. Daniel did a lot of stuff with Image back in the day. He was popular, but for a while there, I'm trying to remember. But he was synonymous with Spawn, right up there with like McFarlane and Capullo. But
okay.
Well, Tony Brandt in the chat says he does a lot of Batman. Thank you for that, Timothy.
There you go. Yeah, I told you he doesn't do a lot of Marvel. Yeah. All right. What do we have for number 6? There we go. Broke it up a little bit.
Yeah, number 6 is Kid Venom, Origins number 1. This is by Luciano Vecchio. This is Surprise, the 1 per store variant. Published by Marvel in 2024. This book has been hot for 2 weeks in a row, although it's cooled slightly thanks to the Ultimate Spider-Man fever. No one expected this surprise 1 per store variant, causing fans to scramble to acquire a copy. It's a brilliant cover with the details of the origins of Marvel's newest edition within. Those who could snag a copy were happy to pay the price to add it to the PC. We tracked 60 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 122%, with a high sale of $50 for a raw copy and a current raw, near mint fair market value of $34.
That's pretty cool. Kid Venom, Origins number 1, the Luciano Vecchio surprise 1 per store variant. That's seems pretty low. $50 for a 1 per store for a first appearance.
It is, man. It is, especially 1 per store. Yeah.
Yeah, but if there must be a lot of them if they're selling that many, so a lot of stores ordered them. Here's another classic homage.
Oh, yes.
Laura, you're on mute.
Lady Laura.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was muted.
Okay.
Number 5, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, J. Scott Campbell. Of course, Marvel had to bring back J. Scott Campbell to bring us a fantastic cover featuring a happy Peter and MJ. They've been on the rocks for some time, and this cover hits fans right in the feels. They responded in kind as the theme for this rebooted Ultimate universe fits the cover like a glove. We tracked 55 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 154%, with a high sale of $23 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $17.
See, I dig this one. So I haven't read new comics in quite a while. I know it's awful. I haven't even done digital reading in like forever. The last thing I read was Marvel 1602, which was a great little primer for the What If series. So is this, I'm assuming this is a Ultimate Spider-Man Peter Parker, not Miles Morales, right? And is he with MJ in this version of Ultimate Spider-Man? You know how it is in the movies, how he end up having a baby and everything, and that, it'd be cool if this Ultimate Spider-Man took place in that world. I don't know. You guys tell me in the live chat if that's where it is, or if he's still single, or if he was with MJ or not. But number 5 on this Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, that's J. Scott Campbell. Wow, they got all kinds of people doing these covers, including this guy again.
Yeah. Number 4 is Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 again. This is again by Marco Cecchetto design. This is a 1-in-10 ratio by Marvel, published in 2024. While nearly all variants for this book have been hot, this one is quickly approaching the top of the list. This issue introduces Richard and May Parker, the children of Peter B. Parker and MJ. The cover features Chichetto's rough designs for the character, with the final iteration popping up the number 2 spot on the list. The new run is what fans been asking for, and Marvel pulled out all the stops. We tracked 76 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 119%, with a high sale of $18 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $13.
So
Nice.
that answers my question then.
Yes, it does.
So it off Peter Parker, MJ, and then their son
And the kids, Richard and May
Mayday Parker, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Richard Parker's never been introduced in the animated series, right? I don't think he has.
Not that I've seen that.
Or
I haven't seen him. No,
there's been a Mayday or May Parker in the comic books, I think, in like alternate what ifs or something like that. But she's definitely in the new Across the Spider-Verse. She's a baby that Peter Parker's holding.
So cute. Oh my god.
All right, number 4 on the list, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, Marco Cicchetto, 1 design, 1 in 10 variant. Could there be another one? Good God. Well, it has to be the black costume, right?
Yeah, here we go again. Number 3, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, Marco Cicchetto, Costume Tease A. Of course, the variant featuring the black suit would receive much love. It's one of Spider-Man's fan favorite iterations with a rich history behind it. That history was revamped when Ultimate Comics launched, and it may get hot again. It's no surprise it's commanding some of the hottest value out there. We tracked 32 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 356%, with a high sale of $60 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $52. So now what do you think, Tebow? Is this still...
yeah, it's still the same thing. I mean, just different variations. And the black suit, obviously, they're probably the coolest of them. But I hope the original Ultimate Spider-Man, because that's one of I have a raw run of those, like 1 through 25. I think it did run through 1 through 25, then it changed its name to like Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, something like that. But yeah, hopefully those get hot now too. All right,
Ultimate
number 3,
Fantasy introduced Miles Morales, and then I got you.
Yeah. All right, what do you have for number 2?
Yeah, this is interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. This is by Ryan Stegman, published by Marvel in 2024. This is it. The highest mover of all the variants at a whopping 132 copies sold on the aftermarket. That crushes the runner-up number 1 on this list by 50 copies. Why? Because it bears the distinction of featuring debut of Richard and May Parker and their first cover in their final forms. It's about time we see a happy Spider-Man with plenty of time for despair down the road. The fans want more, and the aftermarket sales were indications of the sentiment. We tracked 132 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 151%, with a high sale of $26 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $23. Wow.
I wonder if the kid's gonna have powers. So we got to, right? Because it's in his blood. I mean, shit.
Definitely, that's a whole opportunity for them to just
people have accidentally touched Peter Parker's blood and gotten spider powers and shit. All right, so number 2 on this Ultimate Spider-Man, Ryan Stegman, the cover. It's got to be only one for the top one, number 1, right? Taylor Swift. Here you go. Oh, shit.
No Swift this week. Yeah. Number 1, we have Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, Marco Cicchetto, the regular cover. Rarely do we see cover A win the day, but we saw that with this book. When it dropped, there was a massive run on the variant covers, as that is often where the value is immediately after release. This book bucks that trend, with sales topping out at $70 for a raw copy. Why that is a mystery outside of the obvious. It was what was left behind. That makes this book the winner of the week. We tracked 81 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 340%, with a high sale of $70 for a raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $58.
How many units sold?
81.
81. I mean, number 2 still beats it, but this sold 132 copies.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy. But now I'm at $70 just for the regular
raw.
cover.
Yeah,
right. For exactly. A regular
$70
cover.
for the raw. Yeah.
I predict Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the Marco Cicchetto regular cover raw dog 70 bones I predict there will be a ton of first appearances in upcoming months in that Ultimate Spider-Man.
I don't doubt it. I don't
Yeah,
doubt it.
just
With
like when the
Spider-Man,
Ultimate- Yeah, when the Ultimate Universe came out, you know, first appearance of Rhino, first appearance of Scorpion, first appearance of Black Cat. I mean, maybe they already exist in it. It opens up multitudes of possibilities of other characters in the multiverse or Ultimate Universe coming back. Although, but curious, I think I need to read it now to see how it's even come about, because he died in the Ultimate Universe, and the Ultimate Universe died, and ultimately only Miles Morales was the one that survived it. So I mean, it's kind of curious how they bring it back. But I remember when the Ultimates first came out, incredible. It was Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Fantastic Four, one time called just the Ultimates, where there was an Avengers team, which is based loosely, the Avengers movie is loosely based on them. Like that's when Nick Fury was African American for the first time, I do believe. Yeah, it was in that series. And then also, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, I was just saying, there's a ton of first appearances that it can do. A Hawkeye is a badass in the Ultimates universe. I remember in one Ultimates issue, I remember he kills some dude with a pin. It's basically Hawkeye explains that I can make anything a weapon. You know, kind of like Bullseye in the Daredevil film, where he can make anything a weapon. But this version of Hawkeye was much badass. He was much more badass than the comics version. So I stretched it out as long as we could, boys and girls. I mean, there's so much you can do with just the same old stuff. But if you want to give something away?
That was a quick list. Sure. What do you want to do for the question?
You're giving away. It's your question.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. What's a good question right now? At the beginning of the show, TiVo said something, and Marty's like, weird stuff TiVo does. What was it?
I don't even remember.
I don't either. Marty, do you remember why you said that?
Something about what he watches, I believe. The things that he watches or something within that. No, I don't remember. I can't remember.
Oh,
How about
I
this?
remember what it is now. I remember.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
TiVo does something weird that we talked about at the beginning of the show. What is it? I'm going to put it in the private chat just to make sure. Oh, no, damn. Toy Time already got it. He wears gloves.
That's it. Yeah, Toy Time got it. Yeah, very nice.
Hey, man,
yes,
keep your hands warm. Keep your
good memory, guys. Good memory.
That was good.
All right.
I had to think about it. I'm like, what is it that TiVo does?
Yeah.
He does something weird.
He does, yeah.
That's
He does
the
some
most
weird,
normal thing I've done today, actually. So you'd be surprised. Toy Time Comics, reach out to Bird City Comics or Miss Laura on Laura at Bird City Comics on Instagram. And she'll send you out the book they're dropping tomorrow. How's that sound?
It won't be in for a little. Oh, wait. Actually, it might be in faster. Yeah, that works. So just, message me on IG.
An Avengers 8-bit variant, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So, Laura, any last words?
Right after this, I'm going over to Nerdvana. We're going to have Trish Forstner on. She's the author of Stray Dogs, and they're coming out with a whole series about cats. So it's called Feral. We're going to be talking about that and the What If series. So if you guys want to hop over there, that's where we'll be.
She goes on that show a lot, doesn't she? I mean, I feel like she's been on there quite a few times.
Yeah, she's been with us a few times. She goes on Cover Lovers a lot. So we kind of stole her from Cover Lovers this week.
All right. Marty, any last words?
The short ice age is among us. Please stay warm out there. It is frosty. And thank you for joining us as always. May the comic gods continue to bless you, guide you in your searches, and bless all your short and long bosses.
Excelsior.
I
feel like such a wimp. It's only been in like this 50s and 60s here, but I'm freezing. I'm like, man, I can't.
Me too.
We've been in California way too long. I'm sorry, man.
Really? Yeah. So what is it like down there? Is it in the 50s, 60s in Arizona, California?
I'll tell you what it is.
We actually got 25. We got 25 today here.
It's 57 right now and clear.
It's 60 here.
Yeah.
Freezing.
So we get the
60 here. Yeah, 60 is freezing.
Freezing. Yeah. It's freezing here.
All right. So for Laura, JB, Marty, and Matt Damon who can't make it, we'll see you guys Thursday for the Comic Book Shakers of the Week. Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. With your gloves.
Shake and make it, pull it back. Oh my God.
Come on and get some, boys.
That is why they come
greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update. In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
Go on and get some, boys.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
What's in the box?